we had like a couple inches of rain this morning, and or at least an inch. And I think we're supposed to get maybe possibly another inch of rain tonight. So we've got a lot of rain here. The chores I've got to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this off right here so it doesn't go out across the sidewalk. And I've got to come out and I've always been afraid to cut my poppies off at the ground level, but they're definitely dormant. I don't think cutting them off at the ground level is going to hurt. So we'll find out, I guess, when we do that. I'll let you know next week well, I guess we won't know until next spring. But here is next year's growth of the poppies right here. And you can see those little plants everywhere. So I'm going to cut the poppies off at ground level, and all of this loose strife, I'm going to move it along the back row up against the house, and so it's not leaning over the sidewalk. And this purple salvia right here, I'm going to move it up there with it so it'll be blue and yellow together. And I ordered those hardy geraniums from Brex, and there's one I planted right there, just came up. And here's another one over here that came up, and look how much it's grown. And the moss roses I planted in here are doing really good. I think next year I'm going to fill this whole front border though with moss roses all the way along here. Another next year's growth of a poppy. I think they dropped the seeds everywhere. Here's one right here. And these ground cover phlox, creeping phlox I guess they're called, I'm going to dig those out of there, spread them all the way along here, and I put down bark chips so I can kill all the grass. And this is lavender I planted here. It seems to be doing really well, because I just bought it a few weeks back, and it was just one of these stalks when I bought it. Look at all of it now. This is red yarrow. I have some nice red flowers on it. Oh, and this honeysuckle here is blooming. But also, here's the first blooms of my trumpet vine. And I made a video of when I planted it a couple years back and today. I notice these blooms here are redder than the ones over here. See how these are more orange than those? So I'm waiting to see the hummingbirds flocking over to them. These vines, I have to trim those back just a couple times a week. Some of these seeds started and some of them didn't. And I'm thinking the ones that, oh, there's one in there. I was looking up and I bought these seeds in July of 2023, which might be why they're not coming up. And these are also some roots that I bought from Brex and planted here. And look at all of these hardy geraniums. This is hardy geraniums and G-E-U-M, whatever that is. So I think this is actually a weed right there, but I'm gonna wait and see. And all these hardy geraniums that are coming up, because I planted a bunch of them in here. These are lemon lilies. They're not quite opened up yet. And this one here was opened yesterday. Lemon lilies are actually day lilies. They're just yellow, and they call them lemon lilies. But like day lilies, they only last for one day. So looks like these are going to open up, and they just haven't yet. I'm thinking about next year taking these and putting half here and half over here. These are red, and I believe it's a Stella D'Oro. It's a lower, more tame daylily. And of course, these are just the old wild orange daylilies, like all those. I believe these are echinacea that I planted here a few years back. Here's some more. That looks like coral bells or something growing right in there with a maple tree. I don't know what that is. These here look an awful lot like daisies. And I planted them here a few years back, but they have done great. Look at all that. Every year this clump gets bigger and bigger. I just cut down the peonies that were growing there because I didn't like them, and I'd rather this daisy here gets the sunlight and whatever nutrients are in the soil there. Here is a nice lily right here, but it won't stand up. I don't know why my lilies are all falling over. This is loose stripe, but it looks like it's just getting ready to bloom, whereas I thought it was done by now. I don't know what these are in here, but they're growing pretty good, whatever they are. Look how this lily is falling over. It's a nice big one though. It doesn't have a real strong smell, but look how big that bloom is. It's coming along. But it's falling over. It won't stand up. These are tall, hardy garden phlox. Of course, this is penstemon. It's all done blooming. This looks like a tree I need to pull up. This is a berry bush I planted here a few years back. I've cut it down to the ground a couple times, and of course it grows back, but I think these are berries that grow on for the birds, and they like these berries. Here's another lily laying on the ground. Here's another lily that's not standing up on its own. I guess it is. It's just not as tall as these peonies here. Bunch more, yeah. How come they won't stand up? I believe these are called Martagon lilies because the petals are so curved. Looks like this red hot poker is sending up another bloom. Look at that in there. I purposely didn't cut these old blooms off because I was hoping it would reseed. This is oak leaf hydrangea. I've cut it to the ground several times because I've not been real happy with the blooms. This is Sweet William, but it's about done. And here's my plumbago. It just started blooming. This is a ground cover I've had growing here. No, it's still the geranium in here blooming. This is plumbago right here. It has a blue flower. It's later in the year than this, though, I guess. But you can see it's spreading all over in here. Here's a fern just coming up out of the ground. Probably one I cut down when I was in here planting. And here's some of those brand new coral bells that I planted. I think this here is wild strawberries. And here is some more of those coral bells I planted. This is a stilby right here. This is a stilby right here. And this is some coral bells. It was here last year, but I don't know why it's not doing so great. Here's another coral bells underneath this brunera. I planted another brunera in here. I don't know if it's going to come up or not. Here's some moonflowers and sweet peas I planted here. The sweet peas don't seem to be doing too well at all, but it's a moonflower. There's another one that just germinated right there. I was hoping to get him to climb up this tree here. And here's my Lenten rose. It's been blooming all summer and all spring. And it's doing really well in here. It's been spreading out all over in here. Along with these coral bells, have been doing really great in here. They've spread out all over the place. So now there's several crowns to this plant. And this is some hardy geraniums I planted here years ago. I don't think they get enough light. This here, it's been here for a couple years now.
Oh.
It's a Virginia red cedar that the birds planted.
Hopefully it's going to survive now. It looks like it's getting brown on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm going to dig it up and put it out back. I planted some of those out back, and they've evidently had pine cones, and so the birds eat the berries, which is why I planted it. It's a bird friendly, but then they planted the berries up here for me instead of back there.
Yeah.
Because we don't want any big trees right there, actually. I planted these seeds here this spring. And they're doing really good. Put them all in there. And same over here. I planted a couple of packages of these right here. And they're doing really good. They're doing really good. This here, though, is a morning glory. It's not something I planted. And this is a weed. Yes, it looks like the raspberries are all done for this year. And look at these. I believe these are tree lilies because they're so tall. And they're loaded with perfume. Look at that. And there's more over here. These over here are taller than I am. One last raspberry. The perfume in the air back here is so strong from these lilies. It's kind of buried in there. There's raspberries here and everything, and vines going up the pole. Yeah, the perfume right in here is very strong. Just standing here, you don't have to be smelling anything. And of course the rain knocked over my hollyhocks. And here is the first Japanese beetle of the year. Had to start spraying for those. My tiger lilies are getting ready to open. And look at these tree lilies. The rain kind of knocked them over. But, oh, they love, here's a Japanese beetle right there. He's gone. They love these tree lilies because they're so strongly scented. So I'll show you how to get rid of Japanese beetles. I'll make a video about that coming up. These Cosmo here, they volunteered from last year when I had them here. Oh, here's some more of these lilies. One problem with this is they don't stand up on their own. Well, especially after a hard rain like this.